been a year since my last video titled Husband of a Rae Dunn Addict was uploaded to YouTube. In my last video, I was very optimistic that the Rae Dunn fad was about to end and ladies would move on to something else. Well, unfortunately, I was wrong. Rae Dunn Addiction is now a national epidemic with no end in sight. The ladies are getting crazier, the pottery is getting weirder, and families across the country are getting neglected by women roaming the streets trying to score their Rae Dunn fix. Perplexed and dumbfounded by just how wrong I was, I decided to try to understand this addiction. What drives it and what keeps these ladies hooked on Rae Dunn. I really attempted to take a look at what makes the Rae Dunn addict tick. So, this video is an objective study of the world that the Rae Dunn addict lives in. Drug addicts have their own lingo. They use terms like dime bag, tweaker, kilo, and Candyman. But Rae Dunn addicts also have their own lingo, and it's sometimes hard for the uninitiated to understand. But after 2 years of research into the Dunn addiction, I've identified an underground vocabulary used by Rae Dunn addicts. Hunting. When we use the term hunting, we're not talking about hunting deers or bears. We're talking about going out to TJ Maxx or Marshall's or Home Goods and trying to get Rae Dunn pottery. When the wife goes to Home Goods, she's hunting, buddy. Haul. A haul is a big score of Rae Dunn merchandise acquired in a single hunting expedition. Dunn hunters will often visit 5 or 6 stores, sometimes more, during one hunt. Filling up the trunks of their car, filling up the back seats with pottery. They call the combined total of all the Rae Dunn purchased a haul. Unicorn. What's a unicorn? Well, a unicorn's an item that's hard or almost impossible to find. Rae Dunn will intentionally do a very limited release of some items, making them very hard to acquire and highly collectible as a result. These are called unicorns. ISO, it stands for in search of. And it's an ISO list is basically a list of things that Rae Dunn hunters want or need. So when you hear them say, I need it for my ISO, it means they're in search of it. Jackpot. A jackpot is when a Dunn hunter finds unicorns or items on their ISO list while shopping in the store. When your wife comes back from TJ Maxx happy, she probably scored a jackpot. Opening. You'll hear this word a lot when your wife, I'm going to an opening, or I went to an opening. An opening is the act of being at a store when it opens. In order to position themselves as one of the first people to grab Rae Dunn when the doors open in the morning. Many Dunn addicts will line up outside the stores hours before they open. In the wild. In the wild means on the shelves in the store. This is basically finding an item in the store while hunting, rather than trading or purchasing the item from another person. Finding a birdhouse on a shelf in the TJ Maxx is referred to finding it in the wild. Upseller. An upseller is a person who purchases Rae Dunn for the sole purpose of selling it for a big profit. Upsellers don't really care about collecting Rae Dunn like most ladies, but instead wish to position themselves to be Rae Dunn dealers. Generally, upsellers are looked down upon by most Dunn hunters. They're kicked out of most groups and forums as soon as they're noticed. The term upseller is often used as an insult between Rae Dunn addicts. Mercari. Mercari is a website where upsellers try to turn big profits on Rae Dunn merchandise. Many Dunn addicts are forced to buy from Mercari in order to acquire their unicorns or items off their ISO list. Dunn addicts will generally hate Mercari because all the upsellers are on there, but they also recognize it as a necessary evil to get what they need for their collections. A tank. What is a tank? It's not a piece of military equipment. In this context, a tank is a rolling cart full of boxes of merchandise that hasn't been placed on the store shelves yet. You know, Dunn addicts will descend upon these tanks in the stores and aggressively tear through the boxes and their contents in search of Rae Dunn. It's actually pretty crazy to behold. Mean Girls. This one, shouldn't be too hard to figure out. Mean Girls are Dunn hunters who are very rude, aggressive, and refuse to follow etiquette and store rules. You know, you see, all women are crazy to some extent. But when the really crazy ones get addicted to Rae Dunn, they lose all self-control and become destructive to themselves and others around them. Group. A group is a clique or gang or team of Dunn hunters that work together in order to cover more ground. Basically, a group can hit multiple stores and multiple aisles within the store at the same exact time. In order to maximize the haul, these ladies in a group will do their best to fulfill each other's ISOs and perform trades basically amongst themselves. You know, teamwork will maximize the amount of Dunn that they receive, you know, as long as these ladies can refrain from stabbing each other in the back or forming dual alliances with other groups. But realistically, groups often don't last long because women really don't work well in teams. Banned. To be banned means that you're no longer allowed to shop at a certain store anymore. Many Rae Dunn mean girls get banned from stores for fighting, taking cuts in line, being confrontational with employees, or running in the store after being repeatedly told not to. It's actually very common. Many stores these days are getting sick of the behavior of Dunn addicts, so they're banning girls more and more regularly from stores. A day hunter. You know, most ladies go to openings, you know, early in the morning for the doors open to run out and rip Rae Dunn off the shelves. But there's another breed of hunter referred to as day hunters. And these ladies basically have a belief, whether it's true or false, that some of these stores are putting out merchandise throughout the day. So they'll actually linger around stores all day long from opening to close. I know it sounds crazy, but there's actually a lot of day hunters out there. Large letters, also sometimes referred to as tall letters. You know, the genuine Rae Dunn pottery found at Marshall's, TJ Maxx, and Home Goods have this tall letter font right here. And in most cases, this is pretty highly desirable. This is your classic Rae Dunn look. Homeline. Homeline is a special run of Rae Dunn pottery with the word home on it, and various designs added for a unique appearance, I guess. It's highly desirable as long as the market's not flooded with it. But first, I want to give you a little backstory. My wife is a Rae Dunn addict. Her initial goal was to have a couple of mugs and maybe holiday decorations for the kitchen. I suppose that all drug addicts, you know, start with recreational use, and the Rae Dunn addict is no different. Eventually, like all addicts, they become consumed by the need for the drug. It got so bad that on the way to our wedding on the Central Coast, we had to stop along the way so she could get her Rae Dunn fix. So we're on our way to our wedding right now. I mean, look at, we got wedding dresses, tuxedos, you know, look at all the stuff. Flowers, bunch of flowers in here. You know, we are on our way to our wedding, and look at, she has to stop by TJ Maxx. Look at that smile on this woman's face. This is the only time A Rae Dunn addict is happy when they get their fix. What'd you get? Look at all this stuff. Was that a good haul?
Yes.
Was that 5 canisters?
5 canisters.
Oh wow.
8 plates.
And egg plates. Let me see. Let me see those. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And,
look at this.
And a bride bag. A bride bag.
Oh my God. Look how happy she is. Wish I could make her that happy. So I'm the bachelor, and this is my wedding. And guess what? At my wedding, you guessed it, Rae Dunn. Rae Dunn everywhere. Why is there a Rae Dunn at my wedding? Just can't get away from it. I live with an addict. So we just got married. And it looks like Rae Dunn's a part of our life. I didn't just marry this woman. I married Mrs. Rae Dunn. Guess I'm committing polygamy. Since my last video a year ago, her addiction has gotten much worse. She tries to quit Dunn hunting almost weekly, but she just can't help herself. She hangs out with other addicts, so, that might be part of the problem. Really, when she tells me she's quitting Rae Dunn, I want to believe her, but I really can't trust her at this point. So, what'd you tell me a couple weeks ago?
I'm done hunting.
That you quit Rae Dunn hunting?
Of course.
And you're not going to do it anymore?
Nope.
Because you already have everything.
I do have everything.
And you're sick of the drama. And
yep.
So, where'd you go today?
LA.
So you went Rae Dunn hunting today?
Yes, I did.
So you didn't quit, did you?
Not for myself, yes.
Oh, it's always somebody else's fault. Somebody else did it. This is a one-day haul. This morning in LA. This is just crazy. Oh, these bags are just full. Bowls with yellow inside. That's very appetizing. But, you want to know the weird thing about this? 2 days ago, she told me she quit Rae Dunn hunting. I don't think so. So, a couple of days ago, for literally like the 100th time, my wife told me she quit collecting Rae Dunn. That she wasn't hunting anymore, she wasn't buying any new stuff, and you know what? She went out and look at this. She can't stop. She cannot stop. Unfortunately, over the last year, my house has turned into a Rae Dunn shrine. It was pretty bad a year ago, but now it's reached the level of absolute insanity. I tried to put my foot down, but addiction and compulsive behavior just can't be dealt with in that manner. My house has turned into a Rae Dunn drug den. You remember in my last video, my wife had a curio cabinet right here. And it was about, I'd say 6 feet tall, about 3 or 4 feet wide. Well, she basically figured that wasn't big enough for her to hold her seasonal collection. So now her seasonal collection goes in this humongous curio cabinet she bought. Be mindful, I have 10-foot ceilings in here. And this thing is so huge, it's to the very top of my 10-foot ceiling. This thing is so heavy, it took 6 guys to bring this curio cabinet in here. You can see, this isn't her collection, this is just for seasonal. This is all just seasonal stuff right here. Look at even our dining room table is all Rae Dunn. So it's gotten even more out of hand. That's basically my point. And there really is no escaping the seasonal Rae Dunn no matter where you look around my house right now. So remember in the last video, when I showed you her trade cabinet. Remember, it was just this one side before. But now, look at this crap. Now it's the whole damn cabinet. I mean, I don't even know where our towels are at anymore. This used to all be towels in here. Wait a minute here. What the hell? What is this? Are you fucking serious? There's Rae Dunn in my garage now? What? And this damn birdhouse infatuation, what's up with that? Not only are Rae Dunn Addicts users, but they're also dealers. The Dunn Addict is always mindful to acquire duplicate items so they can trade them for something they want or sell them to get more done. The way the drug deal works is that they place the items on your porch and other addicts discreetly pick them up. You know, if your wife is a real addict, there'll be lots of random traffic at your house at all hours. You know, to your neighbors, it looks very suspicious. And pretty much it's no different than what happens at a crack house. So after Becca scores a big haul, this is what my porch looks like. And look at this. She's got little names on everything. Look at, even my cat's like, what the heck is going on my porch? Yeah, what's going on, baby? Look at that. Look at my security cameras. What is this? Uh-oh, somebody's coming to my porch. Who could this be? Is this a neighbor? Is this a salesperson? Is this a friend? Who is this? Oh, it's a Rae Dunn hunter. Look at. Reading all the name tags. Becca puts the cute little name tags on everything. Oh. Looks like she got what she wanted. There's a happy Rae Dunn addict. So babe, what'd you tell me last week? We weren't going to have any more packages sitting on our doorstep? Didn't you tell me that last week? Huh.
It happens.
Yeah. Oh my God. Some of these ladies don't even pick up their packages. It'll sit on my damn doorstep for like a week and a half. Rae Dunn girls are just lazy. Except for getting up at 4 in the morning to go to TJ Maxx. So I'm out here in my front yard. It's late at night. And look at this. Look at these packages on my doorstep. Ladies are going to come over here to my house at like midnight tonight and pick the stuff up. Isn't that crazy? You just leave this stuff on your porch and they come and get it. It's like a drug deal. How do we get rid of this?
Can't.
Shit. Okay, don't touch. So it's late at night, and look at my security cameras. Look at this. There's Rae Dunn hunters coming on my porch. What are they doing? Look at what they're doing. I hope you got the right bag. Look at this. We're like drug dealers. There's just random people coming to our porch and taking stuff. This is very interesting. I can watch this all night. Remember when I said that Rae Dunn items just keep getting weirder and weirder? Well, it's true. You know, it seems like they're running out of ideas of stuff to make. But they do understand that anything with Rae Dunn on it will sell, and it will sell big time. Rae Dunn's even attempting to appeal to men now. Well, I never thought I'd say this, but I actually found a Rae Dunn thing I like. They made beer steins. Rae Dunn beer steins. I mean, look at this. It's got an elk on it. How badass is that? Actually, look at it. And it's not the retarded looking pottery that's all lumpy and made bad. It's actually, these are pretty cool. Oh boy. I'm not turning to the dark side though. One cool thing doesn't make up for all the Rae Dunn crap. This. There's clocks out here now. Rae Dunn clocks. Why the hell do you need two clocks right next to each other? What the hell? What, right and left time? I don't get it. Makes no sense. Look at this weird ass thing my wife just bought. I mean, what is this? Is it an arrow? I mean, is it a poop emoji? Is it a tree? What a weird thing. I don't know what it is. So even she gets Rae Dunn cards. So when like somebody sends her a card for something, it's Rae Dunn cards now. I didn't even know they made these. Has it gone too far? What do you think? Like all addicts, Rae Dunn addicts experience highs and lows. When a Dunn addict scores a successful haul and they unwrap everything and lay it out, it's the biggest high they'll ever experience in their lives. Now, can you imagine if a guy got this excited over a haul?
So, oh my God, I went to an outdoor show at our local fairgrounds and I scored one of the greatest hauls ever today. Look at this, I got this badass accurate twin drag reel and it came with a free t-shirt. Oh my God, and look at this. It's a backpack cooler and this thing fits like two 2-liter bottles and 2 bottles of rum in it with ice. This badass hoodie. It's a Kydex sheath. Oh my God, for a 1911. Woo! And look at this bad boy. This has been on my ISO for like 6 months. Woo, I'm so excited!
If you're asking yourself, where does the money go? You already know it goes to Rae Dunn. If your wife is just a beginning addict, you might notice subtle things like less groceries in the house, bills getting paid late or at the last minute, there's never any gas in the car, or weird charges on your credit card to places like Macari. If your wife is in the advanced stages of addiction, your household might be in financial chaos. You might have no disposable income, and the credit cards might be maxed out. This can be a dark period for the husband of a Rae Dunn addict. So as you can see right here, looks like my credit card was used at Macari. Huh. She must have bought something good. So to make this video as objective and accurate as possible, I decided to go on a Rae Dunn hunt with my wife. Yep, I actually went hunting. I had a business meeting down in Los Angeles, which is a few hours from our house, so I spent the day with the wife Dunn hunting just to see what it's all about. I'm actually going to an opening with my wife. Look at her, she got a birdhouse. Check this out. I found these. I scored these right here. So that was pretty crazy. I found some heart canisters, a birdhouse in the wild. So that was actually pretty fun, Rae Dunn hunting with my wife today. I guess this stuff's kind of like Pokemon for housewives. I don't know. They go crazy for it. I guess I do too now. All right, we're about to get it on at another store.
DJ Maxx.
Yep.
House.
I just scored a birdhouse in the wild. In the wild. Look at this. What? I'm getting the hang of this. So I had kind of a crazy Dunn girl experience today. We were at a TJ Maxx this morning, and my wife had me holding a couple of mugs, and I guess these mugs were highly desirable right now for seasonal. I believe they were Valentine's Day mugs. And I was walking around the store with them, and some lady came up to me, and she tried to grab one out of my hand, and I pulled it back, and I said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "Are you going to buy those?" I'm like, "Girl, I mean, I'm holding the goddamn mugs. Why do you think I'm not buying them?" She says, "Well, I really need one of those." And I said, "Well, I'm sorry, I'm buying them." And she went away pissed off, and I'm convinced if I was a small-statured woman in that store, that crazy lady would have probably tried to grab it right out of my hand. I mean, women are psycho. Psycho. Now we're at Marshall's, I guess. Hitting the... So apparently ladies really want these, so I think I'm going to trade these for some Bass Pro Shops gift cards. That's my kind of trade. Well, I finished up my first day of real Dunn hunting with my wife, and as you can see, I guess we kind of scored a haul today. I mean, I guess I found some treasures. I found some birdhouses. I found some canisters people want, some mugs people want. But, you know, I could see part of the allure of Dunn hunting. I mean, going into the store and, you know, digging around through the back of racks trying to find buried treasure back there. You know, it's a little bit exciting. You know, it's hunting. It's like a housewife's Easter egg hunt. You know, that part of it's kind of fun. At the end of the day, you're just at the end of scratching your head why you went out and spent $200-300 to buy this crap. And that's kind of my final position on this. So the hunting part of it's fun. I could see the allure of that. And if you look at this whole thing objectively, that $300 I just spent on this Rae Dunn, I mean, I could have bought a ticket to Cabo San Lucas with that. So the reality, I think, of it is that there's way better things to spend your time and money on than Rae Dunn. The addict, basically the wife that can't stop buying Rae Dunn, isn't the real victim here. The husband is the real victim here. Not only does he suffer neglect and or financial hardship because of her Dunn addiction, but a husband has to live with the ridicule of being married to an addict. If this was Rae Dunn, how would it look?
And it would say sauce. Secret sauce.
If that was Rae Dunn, it'd look like that, huh?
Yes.
Is that shitty?
It couldn't look like this because that would be normal. It would look like this, and everybody goes crazy over it.
That's
Look,
true.
You're missing the dip in the back too.
It's kind of like torn Levi's, man. 200 bucks are fucked up Levi's, man.
And the stress this Rae Dunn hunting puts on the wife, you know, the husband is affected just as bad. I mean, the other day, I had a nightmare about Rae Dunn.
Alrighty.
Good morning, honey. Ah!
Where's my child support, asshole?
Dada! Dada! Daddy! Dada! So in conclusion, I still find the whole Rae Dunn phenomenon very confusing, but I suppose that's because I'm a man. In my last video, I theorized that the whole Rae Dunn craze was about to end, but it seems I was wrong because it's currently getting more widespread and the ladies are getting crazier by the week. You know, stores are banning ladies for fighting with each other and for assaulting and threatening employees of the stores. I mean, it's getting crazy. You know, even though I really don't like Rae Dunn pottery, Rae Dunn, the person, you know, she seems like a really great person. And, you know, because of that, she has to be disappointed about how these ladies act as a result of her pottery. You know, perhaps it's just human nature, or maybe it's the inevitable result of a large number of women wanting the same thing. You know, I really don't have an answer. So to the ladies out there addicted to Rae Dunn, you know, make sure that it doesn't consume you. If you can't sit back and enjoy collecting, then why do it at all? You know, and to the husbands out there married to an addict, stay strong, watch your finances, and don't let Rae Dunn engulf your lives.